Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. This here's Portie's Garage. As we talked about in the last video, we want to get this puppy running. And to do that, we need to get the radiator installed. And to install the radiator, there's a bracket I need to weld back on. So what we're going to need to do is take off the front bumper again and the fender, get that weld area all cleaned up, get the bracket welded on, which hopefully I can do well. And then we can test fit the radiator, make sure everything's gonna mount properly. Then we can put the water in the radiator and we can actually run the engine for more than 2 seconds. If we can get that done and no leaks, then we can put the fender back on, the front bumper back on, we'll be going for a test rip. So stick with me throughout this one. If you like this kind of content, make sure you like and subscribe. Now let's get into the video. Okay guys, first thing we need to do is take off that front bumper. Here we go. Bam. There we go. Okay, now let's get this fender. And ta-da! All right, let's go down and let me show you what we got to do here with these brackets. Okay guys, right here is the bracket that I had to take out. This was the bracket. As you can see, it's a little cattywampus here, a little bent up. You can see it there next to the new one. So we'll take this new one, put her on right there. So first thing I got to do is grind down these spot weld spots. Then we'll work on figuring out what we're going to do for this nut and screw hole here. It looks like it might have been pressed in, but it could have been welded. Not sure. We'll have to take see if we can't get that out, get it reinstalled on this one, and then we'll drill 4 holes and try to weld that in right like that. Hopefully everything goes well. All right, let's get to grinding. All right, use this little finger belt sander and get her down. Look like she fits on pretty good. No really movement. All right, now, guess what I gotta do is drill some holes in here. Smaller the better for this, so we can do some spot welding there. Also, as I said before, I need to figure out how I'm gonna take this stud out. So let's do a little work off camera and we'll be right back. All right guys, I did get it out. I ended up having to cut this all up and then getting this out, and it was welded, so I had to grind it down to get all the welding out. But as you can see now, I'm gonna go right in there like that, screw on. Once we weld that, put it right there, we'll be good to go. All right, let's get this part cleaned up. We'll get this stud welded in real quick. We'll clean up the rest of this, get some weld through primer on the back, and clean this up a little bit more. And then I guess we're gonna try to weld it. Wish me luck, guys. All right, boys, we got her lined up, ready to go. Let's give her a shot. I'm a little nervous. Can do. One more to go. Just can't keep seeming to get my fat head in there. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass. All right. There you go. That top one, not so good. That one, very good. These bottom two, not too bad. I think this should do her. All right, we are so close to mounting in this radiator. Let's do it. All right guys, now that we got the bracket in here, holding on pretty good, did some wedging on it to make sure it was nice and welded on there good, so I'm comfortable with that. Let's go ahead and put the radiator pack on. I still have a few of the lines here to put in. I'll probably have to jack it up, take the wheel off to get those in. But let's go ahead and put a dry fit in here and see how she fits up. All right. Put this on a little tighter. There we go. I'm gonna call that a success. Okay guys, next day here, got all the lines plumbed and in, all the radiator water lines, the coolant lines all set up, the wiring for the headlights, everything. Even got the washer bottle in. So with that, let's go ahead and get this fender back on for good. Well, not for good, still gotta paint. Bam! We got her on. So now that we got the fender on with the light, let's jump over to the front bumper. All right guys, let's get this front bumper on. Bam! All right, now that we got it all back together, let's get it off of these rollers on the ground and fire this puppy up. Okay guys, we're all set. Let's try to fire this up. All right, 3, 2, 1. Making some funny noises, but let's let it run a little bit here. We'll check the fluids, and then we'll come back to you. Okay, the noise we're hearing there is the power steering. So when I replaced the steering rack, I tried to put the fluid in there, but we couldn't get the fluid level right until you ran the car and did the whole go back and forth. So that's the extra noise you're hearing there. So. Hey guys, we're back. Next day, and we've topped off the oil in the Boxster. We've also put in the power steering fluid, ran it back and forth a few times to get all the air out of that. So I think we're good now to go on our first test rip. So I'm gonna start up the car. You're gonna hear there's no ticking and then there's no whining. Purrs like a kitten. Go. First test rip. All right, shifting through the gears good. Woo. There we go, folks. We have a rippin Boxster. Sounds sweet. All right, guys, that'll do it for this episode. So we got the Project Boxster rippin in this episode. So we took care of the welding. We got the bracket on so we could get the rad pack and all the coolant running through the engine. We also worked on the power steering pump, got all the power steering fluid in there so she's no longer whining. And hey, on that ticking part, you gotta make sure that you drive these Porsches. If they sit, they will tick. So get out there and drive those Porsches. And if you guys like this content, please give us a like and subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one.